Welcome back everyone, my name is Vanitas, and as always I am back playing some more Minecraft in my survival world. So what did we do last episode? Well, as you can see, I decorated the first floor of my house and built a little kitchen and a little lounge area, as well as decorated my bedroom and made this cool little bed frame, made this wardrobe which isn't really functional. This PC setup, kind of tried to resemble my own setup, but obviously this is the best that I could do, and this little display area for cool items, and I'm gonna actually have to put something in here now. Okay, I got it. It is the golden apple. I'm actually gonna put it here instead of the echo shard because the echo shard may look cool, but it's actually not that cool of an item. So there we go, we got another item in the display case. As I said, this is gonna be another star. We're gonna have to think of something to put here and here because I don't know if I'm gonna keep this fire gauntlet. Also, I got this dragon head because I mentioned going to the end to farm up some shulkers, and that's what I did yesterday. Off camera, I went into the end for a couple hours. It was, it wasn't like that boring, but it wasn't like super interesting. And well, I got a few shulker boxes here. Let's put them here, and a full double chest of shulker boxes, which is, very useful. I got some stuff sorted like some carrots, beef, what else? We got diamond gear in here. We got stone chests or stone shulker boxes here. Just sorted some stuff out because it was really getting really messy in my chests, and I really wanted to do that. Also, I went mining because I just wanted to mine some diamonds, because I remember that I actually want a diamond beacon, and I now have 50 diamond blocks, which is very cool. I don't think I've ever had this many diamonds in any survival playthroughs I've done. So I almost a stack, so we're almost halfway there to the diamond beacon, which is not gonna be that hard because yesterday I was mining for like an hour and I got I'd say around 3 stacks of diamonds, 4 even. So it wasn't that hard, like I was finding diamonds everywhere, which was very fun to do. And then also last episode I built this cool little bread shop with a water mill, which turned out just amazing in my opinion. And also I expanded this farm, which also looks fantastic. This was pretty fun to build, and it looks great. The golden wheat is just awesome, honestly. Now I did forget to make the path that way, but I think I'm gonna keep it like this for now. I did say that I'm gonna make a path going over there, but for now I don't need to. If we go over here, I marked down the end of the farm, so at some point I will make a path when I start building something over there. But for now that is not necessary. Now you may have noticed that the game looks quite different, and that is because I've been trying out some different shaders, and some look pretty amazing, but obviously my PC isn't amazing, so it can't handle it super greatly. But I mean, I'm getting around 70-80 FPS right now while recording, and I think these shaders look pretty nice. So let me know in the comments if you prefer these shaders to the previous ones. And now enough rambling on random stuff. What am I gonna be doing this episode? So if we go over here, you can see that I've already started some work on this village. So if you take a look around, it looks pretty empty, and that is because I destroyed all of the houses except that one. There are 2 villagers in that house and 1 villager in that little wooden box. The reason I destroyed all of the houses because I'm gonna transform this whole area, and my plan is to make a castle here. A big castle. Well, I don't know how big, but we're gonna have to see how it goes. But I'm gonna be building a castle here, so pretty much I'm gonna start out by doing terraforming. I'm gonna flatten this area out, place a bunch of dirt. Also, there's this cool little hole here. If you look, it's just legit little crater, which I thought was very cool. But anyway, I'm gonna be building a castle. So I have all of these villagers gathered here, and to be fair, I kind of wanted to just leave them or like burn them with lava because they're not that useful to me, but I felt like I didn't really want to do that, so I ended up placing all their beds right here and letting them survive, you know. So as long as I don't stay out during the night time, they should be fine and they shouldn't die. Pretty much that's gonna be my plan for this episode. Also, you know, I was editing the video yesterday. That my last episode I was editing and uploaded yesterday, and I said that I'm gonna start out on this mountain project here and start putting moss in it, but I'm actually gonna hold off on that for a little because what I first want to do is get started on that village so that once the castle is built I can start terraforming the mountain around it. And as you can see, it's a pretty big area, so there's gonna be a lot of work to do. What I'm gonna do now is, well, I do have a lot of grass in the chest here, so what I'm probably gonna do is just grab all of this grass. Actually, let's grab a couple shulker boxes, and then I'm gonna go start on the project of the castle. I mean, that's what I came here to do today. I'm also gonna be streaming this live, so if you ever want to tune into any random streams, make sure to follow me on Twitch. So I'm gonna be streaming this, and also I'm gonna make a montage of me building. So enough messing around and let's just get to work, I guess. Well, giving you a little status update here, guys. As you can see, I've made a decent amount of progress. Flattened all of this area out, placed a bunch of torches all around, and now it's all nicely lit up. And so what I'm gonna be doing next is marking down spots where I'm gonna put towers, and then build towers, connect them with walls, and then we'll just see how it goes. So for now, as I've said before, I'm taking a break like last episode, and maybe I'll continue building it today or tomorrow or someday. Well, probably today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna put you back into the montage, which this time I'm definitely gonna be making, and we'll see how the walls turn out. See you after that. Well, hello there. A bit of a change of scenery here. You may notice something's different. Well, obviously, I'm in the nether. And why is that? Because, well, I needed a bit of a change of pace. Oh my god, they're falling off. And I went to farm some wither skeleton skulls so that I can, you know, get a beacon, obviously. And also, if you look at my day count, it is day 186, and I want to kill the wither on day 200 to kind of celebrate it, you know. So that's also why I'm doing this. And I'm getting 6 skulls so that I can kill 2 withers and get 1 wither star for my display case and 1 for a beacon to actually use. Also, my sword with smite 5 one-shots the skeletons without even critting, which is kind of crazy. Yesterday, I wish I was recording to like actually show you, but pretty much I came here and within 5 minutes I got 3 skulls. I legit got 2 in a row from 2 skeletons, which I was just shocked by. So anyway, as you probably saw, I started building some towers on the mountain. The part that you saw, it was already like the 3rd tower, and the wall I actually forgot to record when I was building the first 2 towers, but I hope that the part that I showed you gave you a good idea of what it looks like. So pretty much right now I'm just farming these guys. Once I got 6 skulls, I'm gonna head back home and continue building the towers. I've built 3 already, and I'm gonna build 3 more. And then I'm gonna have to build the walls, and then finally build the tops of the towers, which I haven't decided on what they're gonna look like yet, but I have a pretty decent idea. So pretty much after this I'm just gonna continue building, probably give you another little sped up montage, and we'll see how it looks. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be finished with it by the end of the montage, but I'm sure that I'll at least have built all the towers, at least their frames, and then all the detailing and stuff is gonna come after, because that's gonna take just as long as building the frames. So let's get back to the montage. Hello there, guys. It is time for another status update on the castle. There we go. As you can see, I have made quite a lot of progress. Now I have 5 towers built. Obviously, well, I didn't show like absolutely every single tower being built, because it's like obviously not very interesting to see me placing hundreds of blocks repeatedly. So obviously I'm only gonna show just a few clips, you know. So there we are almost finished. Now all that's left is to build the tower right there, and it's gonna be a similar one to that, kind of shorter. And once I build the walls, it's gonna be pretty much finished. Now if we go down and take a look, I have 3 different walls. Here we have this one with 4 different blocks, which looks pretty good, just like the same design as the towers. Then I did this wall with only polished and brick deep slate, and this side deep slate bricks and deep slate tiles. So I feel like it looks pretty cool with the walls kinda in different styles. Now the towers are the same, all of them, but they still look pretty good. Let's go take a different angle, look at it from a different angle. Now I just finished building this wall, and it doesn't seem like that tall, obviously because it's between 2 very tall towers, and the terrain here is actually quite tall. So if you look at it, it's only a few blocks above the terrain, but that's fine. And also, as you can see, this goes pretty high up, and then down here it is pretty deep because I dug out quite a lot. Definitely gonna have to do a lot of terraforming inside. Well, technically there's like not a lot of stuff to clear out here, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep everything just flat. You know, I'm gonna have to think about it. Maybe I might make a little forest area. You know, this is a pretty big and open space, and I don't want to just fill it with only villager trading. Now the next thing that I'm quite unsure of is where I will keep all the villagers. Now I have like 2 options. The first one is making a kind of town similar to my a home base in the style of making multiple kind of houses, let's say as big as this one, and each house having different kind of villager professions with good trades, and have a bunch of these kind of houses and like little paths like this and some gardens and stuff in between. Or I could make a similar style castle, maybe not out of the same bricks, maybe out of regular bricks, or out of blackstone bricks, because that would be, you know, a cool type of castle. Now there's not many other options on making a castle in terms of like bricks and stuff. There's stuff, but that's more like an accessory type of block. So I'll just have to wait and see after I finish the walls, because though they may look almost finished, there's actually still quite a lot to do. Finishing the walls, placing down the tower and the two walls that are gonna be connecting the towers isn't gonna be difficult at all. What's gonna be difficult is the decoration part. Obviously, I'm not just gonna leave them like this. They aren't just gonna look like end pillars. Obviously, I'm gonna put some stuff on the top to make them look like proper towers in a castle, like watchtowers. Also, the top of the walls are gonna be bridges, and I already have like a design in mind for all of these things, but you know, it's just I don't really have like a design prepared. It's just I'm just gonna have to build it and we'll see how it turns out. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna do absolutely everything in this one episode. Right now, well, probably not gonna be able to finish the walls even today, but I've built quite a lot. But once the walls are finished, I'm gonna do decorating. I'm gonna show pretty much, you know, one example of how I do one of these bridges and one example of how I build one of the tower tops, you know, the design. And then I'm gonna try to replicate all of them, and I won't show every single one because they're gonna be pretty much the same. One thing is, sadly, I wasn't able to get pale wood. I think I mentioned it in the start of this episode, or maybe when I was streaming. So pretty much I was thinking of using pale wood as an accessory, as the accessory wood to this whole build, you know, because it is a very cool looking wood. I really liked it, but the problem was that the mod pack version in this mod pack is 1.21.1, and pale wood gets added in 1.21.2. So okay, well, technically they were added in 1.21.4, like fully without any experimental stuff. And I updated my mod pack, the fabulously optimized mod pack that I have shown you before, which, you know, has a bunch of optimization mods. And what was a problem is that a few of the mods cannot be updated to that version, which is very problematic, because that means that if I can't update those mods, then I can't play on that version. And some of those mods are, well, first, the supplementaries mod with all these little trinkets like this jar, this goblet, and all of that random stuff, these display pedestals, you know. And then the next mod was Slabby, I don't know how to actually call it. Pretty much the mod that lets you make slabs out of every block, like here, stripped spruce log slabs. And as you can see, different type of bro, I cannot say the word slab. Different types of slabs in one block, which you cannot do in regular vanilla. So obviously I'm not gonna sacrifice those two mods, and even though it's pretty sad, I might not be able to use the pale wood, since those two mods do not have any newer versions, which is just very sad to see. It is what it is. So the accessory wood that I will be using most likely is just regular old spruce, because it just fits with everything. And maybe, just maybe, I'll test out dark oak, so we'll just have to wait and see. So the next time I see you guys, the whole wall will be finished. Oh, one thing though is, yeah, if you look at it, it's day 194, and as I said earlier in this episode, on day 200 I want to kill the wither. Well, actually 2 withers, because I got 6 skulls. And pretty much if I reach day 200 I won't be building, and I'm gonna wait until I am able to record so that I can show you guys me killing the wither, even though I would absolutely decimate it, so it's not gonna be that interesting, but it's gonna be a cool little celebration of hitting 200 days in my Minecraft world. So I don't want to miss it by building these towers. So I'm just gonna build until I hit day 199, and when that happens, I guess I'll be back with you. Once again, enough yapping and let's get back to building. Alright guys, I am back. Got a little bit of lag, but here we are. The castle walls and towers are completed. Well, at least their frames. If we go up here, you can see, you can see the design of the path that is gonna be across the tops of the walls. And I like this quite a lot. And on the different walls, I'm gonna use different type of blocks for the path. So this one's tiles and others will have different ones. But as you can see, it is day 199 and it is time to go prepare to fight the wither. My inventory is kind of a mess, so I should dump some stuff in this shulker box. And there's not really much preparing to do. Obviously killing it will be very easy. I'm just gonna grab a strength potion. Well, I'll have to make one, and probably a bucket of milk so that I can clear the wither effect after the fight. No, just gonna be a little celebration of day 200, nothing too crazy. After I kill the two withers, sadly I will not be able to make a beacon, full beacon just yet. If we go look into my valuables chest, I have this many diamond blocks, a stack and 38. So I only need a stack more of blocks of diamonds to make a full beacon. I think I can combine gold and it will make a working beacon, but I want to make a full diamond beacon. Also, if you're wondering how I got more diamonds, well, since I needed a crap ton of deep slate for it, for this castle I went to mine and, well, ended up getting quite a lot of diamonds, to be fair. The first time I got like 6 stacks, and now when I went to regather materials again, I got like a couple more stacks. So technically it's not day 200 yet. So to celebrate day 200, let's take a quick tour of my world. Even though last episode I already kind of gave a little tour, but let's just go around and see what I've done in these 200 days. This was a fun build. The house, the pathways, this beach area, the storage room, the bridge, the farm, the watermill, bread store, the fishing hut, and the fishing shop. I'd say I've done quite a lot in 200 days, especially considering that I've been building this castle for the past like 30 Minecraft days. Also, the time that I've played is 2 days, 2.04, so about 48 hours. So I'm still under 50 hours, which is kind of crazy. So this is probably an already pretty long episode. If you've made it this far, congratulations, and well, thank you for watching. I mean, I honestly didn't think it's gonna be this long, but I ended up deciding that I want to finish at least the walls this episode. So pretty much I've done quite a lot of building. Actually, the past 3 days I've been putting in multiple hours of just building. This hasn't been that difficult, but you know, I've been grinding. Hopefully the episode hasn't turned out too long. Well, good morning guys. It is time. As the sun rises, it is day 200 and it is time to go kill 2 withers. I'm gonna go fight them in the end, because why not? With these shaders, the end is very depressing, as you can see. So to make it cooler, I'm gonna turn on these shaders, because the end with these shaders, just look at it. Oh my god. This is honestly insane how beautiful it is. I'm not gonna do no trapping it under the bedrock. I think that is a chicken move. Let's drink up this potion and spawn the wither. Wait, I don't have arrows. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Okay, he's coming after me. I'm shooting him. I'm gonna go in the... Never mind, I wanted to go into my sword, but he's too high up. I'm not taking a lot of damage, so I can just tank him and shoot him. I'm missing all of these shots though. Okay, he's going down. Oh my god, I'm dealing 40 damage a hit. Okay, that was... Okay, that was pretty... Honestly, pretty difficult compared to most of my wither fights, since I usually dig down in the ground and put him in a hole, and it ends up pretty easy. Wow, there we go. That is 2 withers down. Here we go, the artifacts of the 2 main bosses right next to each other. And well, that was the celebration of day 200. It is time to get back to work. I have also finished this path, and if you remember earlier in this episode, I said that I sadly was not able to add the Pale Garden to this Minecraft world. And as sad as it was, I have gotten some new inspiration, more specifically from Mumbo Jumbo's starter base in Hermitcraft Season 10, because he used mangrove wood with a deep slate and it ended up looking amazing. So that is gonna be the accessory wood that I'm gonna use, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna look pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be using as the wood. And since there's still so much work to do, let's stop yapping and start building. Well, guys, I am back, and as the sun rises on the horizon, I can reveal to you the castle. Wow, just look at it. Oh my god, look at these towers, man. Oh god, this took quite a while. Just building this is the first tower that I built, and the one that I probably showed the time lapse of. And it took me like an hour to build it because I had played around with what kind of design I want to do in a creative world, and I wanted to use stuff blocks, and this is how I came up with the design. I was like, I want to use these blocks and I feel like they could be a good accent to the deep slate, and they ended up looking quite cool, and especially works really well with this kind of wall design here. Brings everything together nicely. Now as you can see, this tower is very different from the others, and that is because for all of these towers I did a pretty, I guess you could say, not that flat, but they're kind of flat roofs. And I tried to, I saw some designs on Google. I googled Wizard Tower, and I tried to do something similar in that kind of style, but they kind of turned out pretty flat. This one's pretty good, and yeah, I was like, let's try doing it a bit differently. And I was really unsure of how this will go, but it ended up being a very cool roof. But it does kind of feel a bit too big of a roof for this small room. Now if you look inside, we have some barrels and this cool little ceiling, and this is true for all of the towers. Pretty much have the same design in all of them. And since this is the first tower, this one took the longest, and as well I put some stuff inside. So we got this little walking platform through the tops of the walls, and if you go down, we have this big hole. Now you may be wondering, what is this big hole? Well, I'm gonna dig down probably until I reach that level of ground, finish up the walls inside, and then we're gonna have a whole lot of space that is gonna be left pretty much useless. So what I had decided is that each of these towers will house farms, because obviously the inside of this whole area, this big castle yard, is gonna be full of villagers and trading posts, and just pretty much a bunch of villagers for trading. And if I'm gonna be trading stuff, I'll need stuff to trade, and obviously the most profitable things are things that you can farm. So I'm gonna use these towers to build automatic pumpkin and melon farms, and I'm also gonna use them to perhaps do some animal farms as well, like sheep, for example. I have a bunch of layers of like sheep, and maybe different color sheep, so that is gonna be left for in the future. And obviously, as you can see, there's still much to be done. There's stuff like this mountain here. This place I didn't do this thing because there's still lots of terraforming left to do here as well, and especially over here, because there's this big mound here and the house that I still have not removed, and you can actually go inside of the wall and inside of the tower, which is kind of cool. I also did a lot of terraforming here because it just kind of felt like a necessary spot to do it. As you can see, I also didn't finish this here because there's still stuff to do, and just pretty much a lot of stuff left unfinished. Here the little frame is done, here as well, here as well. The spots that had good terrain that I know that I'm not gonna change, I did it, but this tower specifically is still left unfinished because this whole area is just a mess, and I'm gonna have to fix it. I think I'm just gonna flatten this out a bit, up to, well, down to this level, and then right here, since this is like a big cutoff, I'm gonna make kind of a cliff, something similar to that design there but on a larger scale. And yeah, then that's gonna be flat and I'll be able to finish the frame of tough bricks and stuff. So yeah, well, I mean, this was a whole lot of progress in one episode. I mean, maybe even too much. I mean, it all started off with me placing this dirt here and a bunch of torches, and it ended up being a whole castle, you know. Now, as I said, there's still so much to do, but just look at the amount of stuff that I've already done. I mean, it has been almost a week since I started building this. Like, legit, tomorrow would be 1 week. It is day 228, so if you remember, I killed the Wither on day 200, and it's been 28 Minecraft days since then. So I've been grinding pretty much. I've been building, and yesterday I built 5 of these towers, and today I just finished this one, and now I'm recording this section of me talking, you know. So this was very fun, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time I've done a build of this scale. Like, I haven't done a build that's this big ever. Sure, I've started on big builds before, but definitely haven't gotten as far. So this is like my biggest project ever, and I'm honestly very proud of it. And there's still gonna be many more hours of work, and I'm gonna still make many more episodes out of it, to be honest. You know, I was thinking a bit, you know, when building, and that it might be a bit boring for you guys, that this is mostly just some time lapses and stuff that's got up. I'm not exactly sure how it would have been better to do. You know, perhaps it would have been a bit more fun for the viewers if I built, you know, while commentating and interacted more with you guys. But I just wanted to get all of this done this episode, and you know, I made use of filming pretty much one of these wall designs, one of these towers, and then use them for the time lapse and do the rest off camera, because you know, I just put on some music, I get focused, and I build it really fast. Like, I built this tower took me an hour, but for example, those 2 towers took me also an hour, so pretty much I doubled the speed in which I built them. But yeah, I mean, just wow. I don't know. I just really want you guys to take all of this in. Yeah, it was very fun thinking of different ways to work with these blocks that I've never built with before, especially tuff and mangrove and even deep slate. No, I don't often use these blocks. Now let's go down back to my base. Haven't been down here a lot, and wow, just look at that castle from above the mountain. It's just beautiful, and honestly overpowers this whole little base down here that I have. But that's fine, because I want to have a whole bunch of builds close together in my valley, and this is just gonna be one of them. Well, this has been a very long episode. I mean, by my calculations, you know, I'm still recording it, I haven't started editing, but by my calculations, it might turn out to be like a close to 1 hour video, like 40 minutes. So I mean, if you made it this far, thank you a lot. I put in a lot of work into this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and comment what you think of my castle and what kind of things I should build inside of it. That would really be appreciated. And also, just subscribe if you want to see what else I build, what I build in this castle, how many improvements I make, and just to stay updated on my world, you know. So this was very fun, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. So see you guys next time. Goodbye.